Welcome to your Tuesday, January 27th morning update. There is a lot of news out there about the growing insurgency against legal operations to apprehend criminal aliens. And of course, there are a lot of theories, and there's tons of details coming out about who's connected to the funding and all sorts of stuff. And it's way too deep for us to cover in a morning update. But I did find a different angle on it. And of course, a lot of people think this, all this noise is really about hiding the Somali fraud and all the other fraud that's been going on between Democrats and in blue states. And well, here's a question. Steve Robinson from the Main Wire, and we love those guys. They do outstanding work. And if you don't pay attention to them or look at that website, you need to do that. It's not just Maine stuff, but there is a Maine connection here. They got a lot of Somalis in Maine. So here's Steve Robinson. Take a listen.
Have you ever looked at cardiac arrests involving Somalis? It's like, I kind of grokked what she was getting to, and I was like, you mean like, are Somalis dying of natural causes and being reported? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I was talking with Minneapolis police officers, and none of them ever remember responding to a cardiac arrest, aneurysm, stroke of a older Somali person. Just looking at the actuarial tables, you would think 100,000 people out there, the odds say that some of them are going to have heart attacks, they're going to die, and then the police or the emergency services are going to be called to respond. None of the police officers ever remember going to a Somali DOA. And so I go to some of my sources in the Lewiston Police Department and ask, do you remember ever responding to Somali DOA's cardiac events? Like, they start laughing. Like, we were just talking about this at the station, and no one really remembers responding to Somali DOAs. So what's happening? Based on that sample, it's not totally scientific, but we know there's some natural deaths happening from medical events within the Somali community that are not being reported to the state, to the medical authorities, to EMS. Now, why is that? So what happens if grandma's got subsidized senior housing, an EBT card, and Medicaid benefits, and you report that she's passed away? Okay, so those benefits get shut off. Everybody can understand, yeah, you just keep the benefits going. This is how you end up with Social Security, or more so the EBT cards, benefits going to dead people. But what are they doing with the bodies?
That's what I was going to ask.
What are they doing with the bodies?
It's a great question. Where are the bodies? I kind of had a thought.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
Recycling, right? Okay, back in the real world, they're probably not doing that. But it's a good question. Where are those bodies? And why isn't anybody noticed that they're missing? And is something untoward happening to these people so that the fraud can perpetuate? Maybe there's criminal activity at work by the criminals who are also robbing us blind through fraud. We don't have the answers today, but I guarantee you it's nefarious. Democrats know about it, and they're just trying to hide it. Talk to you tomorrow.